I'm gonna do a quick vent here. I just had a massage and it was like the most amazing massage ever. I fell asleep twice in 1 hour while she was doing it. And other than that, I'm like at this awesome place having breakfast. Just so tired. I just feel like always tired, always hungry, and not in the mood of doing anything. I don't even feel like watching stuff. I'm just like tired all the time and just wanting to sleep. And there's so many things that I wanted to do, but I just don't feel motivated to do any of those things. And I kind of feel stuck in a rut. And I know that it's normal if you're pregnant to be tired, but is it normal to be this tired? Like, I just don't feel like doing anything. Not in the mood of talking to anybody. I don't feel like being around anybody or doing anything. Like, I just feel tired of the world and everything. And I feel cranky. Like, I just want to tell everybody and everything how shit they are. That's just kind of like my mood. And am I supposed to embrace this? Like, I don't know. Have you guys ever been pregnant? Like, are you supposed to embrace this part? It's like now I'm gonna go for a walk with Andrew because he's at a different place working on his laptop. And like, a part of me doesn't want to go because I don't want to be cranky around Andrew, because I don't want to spread it to him and then spread it back to me. It's like, I just don't want to deal with anybody and talk to anybody. Like, I just don't feel like doing anything. It's out of my teeth. Andrew's filming me because he thinks that the stuff I'm talking about is really interesting and inspiring. I'm an interesting and inspiring Andrew.
It's true.
It's like they're here with like their whole clan, all their friends and family members. Yeah, it would be pretty fun. And I can't tell which ones are the boys or the girls. Vegan grilled cauliflower or mashed potato dish. Andrew's having a Thai meal. It looks so good. What's up, you guys? It's the next day, and I don't remember everything I said yesterday, everything that I talked about, but I just want to come here and elaborate a little more on my thoughts, what's going on. I feel like I'm stuck in a rut. I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing, because I know why. You know, I think a lot of people think that they're depressed and there's like something wrong with them that is just like an unexplained phenomenon, and they're just depressed and there's something wrong with them, and they're just like, and I don't think people always have the tools or the information to like go back and say why this is happening, is this even a good thing, whatever. But for me, I have enough tools and information that I can say definitively like I think this is a good thing. And I can understand why I'm in a rut. And I won't come and share all the reasons with you here today, but I can tell you some of it. I spent most of my life, actually for as long as I can remember, I try to sugarcoat this a lot because I don't want to be like whiny, I just, as a kid you're kind of taught, don't be whiny, don't nag, don't, but the truth is that ever since I was a kid, I was in survival mode so I've just been in survival mode for as long as I can remember. And there were pockets of time when it wasn't as severe. And, people that knew me would be like, oh, you didn't look like that to me. You're just being dramatic and making shit up. And, those people didn't know what was in my head. So it was also very lonely, because people don't know what's going on in your head. So I spent a really long time in survival mode. I've been doing an incredible amount of work in the past year and a half, the past year, I would say. I've been doing an incredible amount of work to try and heal, in other words, to try to get out of survival mode, I wrote a book, House Hackers Anonymous, which is about how to survive while in survival mode, because it's really hard to survive or even find the strength or motivation or will to live when you're in survival mode the whole time for like your whole life. It's really hard to find any kind of, people act dramatic about having the S word. I don't want to say it on YouTube. People act dramatic of like when people have thoughts of ending their life, they're like, oh my god, you have to be institutionalized. But people don't also, like, I think it's underrated how being in survival mode for really long periods of time can put you in that so easily. And there's so many people that are just living in this perpetual wanting to end their life, but just being way too tired to even do it. And some people will even plan it. They'll have a nice long plan for it. I actually know a few people like this that, like myself, they're planners. They strategize and they plan stuff like this. If it doesn't work all the way, it's kind of a nightmare. Like, you don't want it to work. So, and then you don't want it to work, and then if it doesn't work, it's a nightmare either way. So people don't do it because of the fallout, but ultimately what I'm trying to say is being in survival mode is kind of a nightmare, and being in survival mode for your whole life, for whatever reason, is a nightmare. So I've spent the past year after having written this book about achieving financial freedom while in survival mode, and going from zero to financial freedom in 12 steps. After I finished writing this book, I've been spending all this time trying to relax my nervous system and really get out of it. And getting massages and swimming a lot and drinking coconuts, drinking kombucha, really taking care of myself. And I'm realizing that there is a side effect to getting out of survival mode. So I've been praying a lot. I've been praying every night, every morning, all in between. I've been praying a lot lately that I want to get out of survival mode. I want to become relaxed. I want to stop fearing everything all the time. I want to feel okay. And I think it's happening. I think that I am coming out of survival mode. And it's been a process. It took a really long time, but I think that there is a side effect to not being in your fight or flight anymore, to spending your whole life in your fight or flight and not being in your fight or flight anymore. And the side effect is that you don't have any purpose all of a sudden. You don't have anywhere to go. You don't even know what you want, because everything that you wanted until now has been, I want to feel safe. And then you feel safe, and now you're just like, well, now what do I do? Now that I'm safe, I have this basic need met. What do I do with that? What do I like? What do I want to do next? You feel depressed, and it's really tempting to say, oh, well, I should have been in survival mode, like this is worse, I want to die, whatever. It's really tempting to say that this is like a really bad thing. From the outside, it looks like I have just severe depression, from people in my life. I've kind of just been shutting everybody out, if I'm being honest, including Andrew, even though I've been hanging out with Andrew and we're talking and everything, but, I'm just not as excited about anything as I was before. And I think that's a really good sign, because for me, this is exactly where I want to be. And I say this like not sounding excited, but I just don't want to do anything. I don't feel like playing piano. I don't feel like painting. I don't feel like working. I don't feel like working on my projects, my business, my anything. I don't feel like doing anything. The only thing that sounds appealing to me is if I can just crawl in a hole and peacefully go to sleep forever. That is really the only thing that sounds appealing to me. And I'm not saying that I will do this, but it's more just, I feel like before I was just in so much crisis that I just couldn't even feel relaxed enough to want that. You know what I mean? To like feel relaxed enough to even think like, oh my God, how would it happen? How would I successfully achieve this without, a strategy, right? And now I feel like I can actually fantasize about it in peace. And it sounds appealing, and I can actually want to do nothing. I can actually enjoy the nothingness. And, I can also spend time redefining what it is that I want. I've spent so long defining whether I want to be alive, not be alive, anxious, not anxious, How do I just spend this time redefining all these things? Maybe I can watch more movies. We watched a great movie last night called Wolves with Brad Pitt and George Clooney, and it was really funny. I really enjoyed that with Andrew. And so watching some inspiring movies. I watch a lot of funny TikToks. Stuff like that. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to go anywhere. You don't even want to do the things that you used to really enjoy. You just don't feel like it's necessary. And I feel like if you've spent so long in anxiety, then that's a really good sign. It's a really good sign. Because for me, being depressed is a sign that I'm not anxious. And over this depression period, it's a really good opportunity to try to redefine what excitement means to you. Does excitement have to be a negative thing, or can it mean something positive? Does it have to mean that you're drowning and that's why, like, your natural urge to fight for your life? Or can excitement be something even better than that? Right now, I don't have excitement that's better than that, but my mindset is that that's going to come naturally. As long as I don't try to it's going to come naturally. No fighting with your feelings. If you're in a place where you don't feel like doing anything, your body is just depressed, and if you struggle with anxiety like chronically, you're going to have periods of this anyways where you find any kind of relax, chill place in your life and you just want to let go and just be depressed. You've experienced depression a lot already, probably. So let go and let yourself feel it. And after the depression is usually a really awesome period of excitement, and hopefully this time it sticks and it doesn't have to plunge back into your fight-flight, because you'll have a really good system of dealing with your fight-flight. You'll have really good self-care tools in your toolbox. You'll talk about your feelings, scream, cry, laugh, dance, go swimming, do yoga, get massages, spa days, whatever you want to do to self-soothe and exercise and eat healthy. So anyways, I feel like I'm not really saying a lot, so I'm gonna go now. I'm actually gonna go to sleep. Maybe watch a movie in bed. And I know I was thinking about like going swimming maybe today, but I'm just so not in the mood. I'm not in the mood of doing anything. It's just blah. All right, see you guys. Bye. Andrew and I got the same exact thing, except mine has potatoes and his has rice. That's a pork tenderloin. It's a little fried egg. It's cute.